This video is a board overview of the Hinkspix Pro version 2 and version 3. Shown here is the number 929, which is version 2, and we do have this unit powered up. We're going to show you each of the major functions on the CPU board and then also show you the version 3. Starting in the left-hand side, we have a connector for a legacy FM transmitter. This is a capacitor battery designed to retain the backup date and time for the clock used to start a show. This button is here for the manufacturing is not typically used. The reset button will always have a circle around it, and that indicates if you need to reboot the controller. So this is essentially just a reboot button. Now, we do have many different lights. They're not all turned on here, and when we reboot, we will see a test light function come on and all the lights will light up. You can see our website for additional photos that show the actual function of each individual LED. Now, located here is ports 1 through 16, 17 through 32, and 33 through 48 on this particular board. And that means that we have up to 3 expansion boards that are capable of being driven from the CPU in a stacked configuration. It is important to understand that there is one ribbon cable for each individual expansion board. They are not daisy chained. Next, here we have the DMX or RS-45 output. This is for legacy devices. This provides a full universe of DMX 1990 output if you have a fog machine, a moving head, or some other type of DMX controlled device. See our other videos for information on how to set that up in the controller. That's the CPU, memory. This is the SD card. Now, it's important to understand that the SD card is a micro SD. It must be 32 gigabytes or less. Any additional sizing over 32 gigabytes, such as a 64, 128, or so on, will not function in this controller. This or in the version 3. It's important to also understand that you remove the SD card by pushing it in and it will then pop out and you can remove it. And then to insert it, simply slide it in, push it in, let go, and it will lock into place. Here we have our 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi system, and that is used to create an access point for configuration or for controller-to-controller synchronization. This controller, when a master-slave arrangement, can control other Hinkspix to stay in sync. Now, here we have the audio output. This audio output is when you're playing your sequences from an SD card using X-Lights. The audio will be coming out of this 1/8 inch jack. It is stereo and it is 1 volt line to line. Now, a little over to this side, we have the power for the fan. If you are driving a fan, it will hook up to this connection on the far right. This is a standard CPU style fan connector, and it requires 12 volts. This is where you would hook up the 12 volts. You'll have one side ground over here and positive on this left. Here we have 2 network connections. This is effectively a switch. The controller is a third device, and these are 2 switches. There are really not an input or output. You can plug in anything here. Any data that comes in on the network will be relayed out the other jack. So if you wish to daisy chain devices in your network, such as multiple Hinkspix or other types of controllers, this will allow you to do that. Now, on the edge of those, you will see that there are lights. There is a green light and there is a yellow light. And the green light will indicate that there's data. The yellow or amber light will indicate that you have a link when you have a connection made. Now, on the top up here, we have our button and display board. You will notice that this is not directly on the CPU, and that's for a reason. It is fully disconnectable simply by removing these 4 screws around the edge. If you should damage the buttons, such as removing them, breaking them off, or if there's damage to the screen, this entire board can be replaced very easily by just replacing the 4 screws. See our spare parts. All right, so let's go ahead now and see our version 3. This is the version 3 CPU. Its part number is 930. On the far left here, we have LEDs that are grouped together. Again, see our website for the exact function of each one of these. This is the manufacturing button, again, typically not used by end users. This is the audio output. While that jack exists on the right side of the version 2, it is on the left side. That is the audio output when playing from SD card. Now, on the top here, you will see all 5 ports. These allow 80 ports, so 1 through 16, and then this goes through 80. It does allow you to stack up to 5 boards that can be long range or SPI and drive them. Here we have our reset button that allows you to reboot the controller. Again, 32 gigabytes or less when installing the SD card. Again, you must push the SD card in to lock it and push it in to remove it. Okay. And we have, of course, 2 different CPUs here. This is a very high-powered CPU controller. This allows very high density, over 80,000 pixels output or high frame rates. Again, we also, like the version 2, have the Wi-Fi output and our Ethernet connections. And this is a network switch, so you can again plug these into each one, Ethernet switch. And this is the DMX output for the legacy DMX 1990 type devices. This is the fan power in, and that is the fan connection. That is the battery for the backup of the time. And then, of course, again, this replaceable button and display board used across all of our controllers. That, of course, mounts in the same exact hole pattern as the version 1, 2, and this version 3. That completes the overview of the Hinkspix Pro CPU series.